Today, a lot more people are using their mobile phones to create content for YouTube and other social media platforms. But what if I had just an iPhone to create YouTube videos? This is what I'll do. Anyways, currently I'm shooting on my Sony a7 IV, so let's make a quick switch from my a7 IV to my iPhone 15 Pro. So there's several formats you can film with on the iPhone 15 Pro. You have the standard video format, you have the cinematic mode, and in the cinematic mode, you can control your depth of field by adjusting the aperture. This format requires you to have more light. So note that you need more light when filming the cinematic mode. Then you have one other format which enables you to shoot in Apple ProRes log. You also have an app which I'm currently using, which is called the Blackmagic Camera app. This is recommended because you can adjust the false color. You can select where you want to record to, either the internal memory of the phone or an external memory device. I'm currently filming and recording to a Samsung USB-C SSD, which is 256 gig, and I'm filming using the Blackmagic Camera app in Apple ProRes HQ. That's a good thing about the Blackmagic Camera app. You can select Apple ProRes HQ. You can select to film in Apple ProRes 422. You can do Apple ProRes 422 Lite, which is LT, or Apple ProRes Proxy. There's also H.264 and H.265. So the Blackmagic Camera app is what I'll recommend, and that's what I'll use if I had just an Apple device. When it comes to focal length, the iPhone 15 Pro allows you to shoot in three different focal lengths. One is super wide, which is 13 millimeters, which is currently what I'm filming in. This wouldn't be ideal because, as you can see, this would not be the best way to shoot. So we'll switch to the 24 millimeter wide angle lens. So this is 24 millimeter wide angle lens, which is what I'll recommend when filming your A rolls on the iPhone 15 Pro. We also have the telephoto lens, which I'll switch on now. As you can see, you can barely see me because it's zoomed straight in. This I would not recommend, so I have to bend down so you can see me. I'm very close to the microphone, but you can see a bit of my eyes. I wouldn't recommend this because it's really, really zoomed in and it's not so nice for filming. So let's switch back to the 24 millimeter lens. So we're back to the normal, well, it's still a wide lens, but it's 24 millimeter. This is the ideal lens for filming your A rolls or YouTube videos. So I'll stick with this one for filming all my A rolls and possibly my B rolls or cutaways. For audio, there's so many options. I could record directly into the mic of the iPhone 15 Pro, which would not be ideal, what you're hearing right now. I also have the option of using my Sennheiser MK416, which I'm not using at the moment. I'm using my Shure MV7X, which is what you're hearing me speak through from now. I can also use my any portable wireless mic and have that connected to the iPhone 15 Pro, or record directly to the portable wireless mic and then sync up in post. For now, my setup is the Shure MV7X connected to a Zoom H6, which is just to the left of me, which is recording my audio. And I have this routed using an XLR cable from the microphone to the Zoom H6 on one of its ports. I can adjust the levels. It records in wave 24-bit 48 kilohertz. I'll be syncing this in post to have a better and richer audio. Lighting, lighting, lighting. Lighting is one of the most important bits of filming on a phone which has a very, very small sensor compared to the Sony a7 IV. I'm in the studio. The walls are painted black. I have a backdrop which is also black. I'm filming using the VL150 from Godox at about 15% brightness. I have an over-the-head light, which is a ZSYB JB150. I also have a blue light, which is lighting me from behind, and the Godox ML60 bicolored light, which is giving me a sort of a hair light. Now, for sensors which are this small, you need to have more than enough lighting to light up the subject. And if I didn't have this amount of light, or if you don't have this amount of light, a separate option would be to film in front of a window light. Let's go film in front of a window light. So I'm now in front of a window light. This is in the studio. Usually I'll have a black blind covering this window, which allows light into the studio. But I have it up now just to show you how nice window lights can improve your content production if you're filming on a mobile phone like the iPhone 15 or any other iPhone or any other mobile phone you may have. So for this, I'm recording using the Rode Wireless Pro to capture my audio. I'm monitoring what I'm filming using a USB-C adapter to a HDMI to a monitor which is just below me here. I have a monitor which is monitoring the Sony a7 IV, which is capturing me from behind, just to show you guys I'm actually filming in front of my window light. So this is indirect window light coming into the studio. So the amazing thing about indirect light is that you spend nothing to get this light, but you have to be careful that it's not direct sunlight. So there's a sun and there's kind of like it's not directly facing me. It's probably behind me or maybe to the side, but it's not directly facing me, and that makes the image look soft and very, very pleasing. If it was direct sunlight hitting my face, there'll be hard shadows and very, very contrasty image. So keep that in mind when you're planning your shoot. Make sure that you're not filming in direct sunlight, which will create very kind of sharp shadows and won't look very pleasing. So for nice soft light, be mindful that find places in your home or in your house or whatever space you have, they have indirect sunlight hitting you. So one other thing to note is that if it's cloudy, if it's sunset, if it's nighttime, you won't get enough light, or when it's really, really moody out there. Today is not so cloudy. Well, it is cloudy, but there's enough light coming into the studio and hitting my face. So be mindful so you don't have very dark images. So the only light I have here is the window light hitting me from in front of my face and the backlight in the studio, which is a Godox VL150, which is just behind me, which is lighting up the studio. The studio is kind of a mess. So that's the only light I have here. I'm just using the backlight just to fill the background so it is not very dark behind me. So another thing I want to point out that I'm shooting this in cinematic mode, 4K 25, and the picture quality looks very, very good. For editing, it's not news that you can easily edit whatever you shot on your mobile phone. You have apps like CapCut, you have social media apps like Instagram, even the YouTube mobile app can edit in and out points of your videos. But I'll recommend editing on a laptop or a desktop. The reason why I'm saying this is that you can do more advanced editing like color grading or even noise reduction, which would be very, very difficult to do on mobile phones. But there's an app from Dehancer. So Dehancer has its mobile app, which I would recommend you give a try out, where you can add several film stocks. You can do grain. You can do so many things on Dehancer. So check Dehancer, and I have done a video review on the Dehancer mobile app for iOS. On your desktop, I use an app called DaVinci Resolve, which is like industry standard for editing and post-production, and also color grading and audio post-processing. So there you have it. This is what I would do, or this is how I would shoot if I only had an Apple iPhone for creating my YouTube videos. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.